Power has a distinct aura. You can spot it in an instant. It shows in the way someone walks into a room, and suddenly the noise dies down. It's in how they speak less, but their words weigh more. It's in how they carry themselves, never in a rush, never desperate, and never needing anyone. It's not just confidence. It's not charm. It's something far more dangerous. It's a dark attitude, the type of presence that makes people second-guess crossing you. Machiavelli said fear is more reliable than love. When you carry yourself with that edge, people stop seeing you as harmless. They start to measure their every word around you. The powerful have always known this secret. They don't smile to be liked. They don't explain to be understood. They carry themselves as though they own the ground they stand on it. The world believes it. In this video, I will show you how to cultivate that presence and why those who thrive on your weakness will do everything in their power to keep you soft, agreeable, and harmless. Power doesn't start with words. It begins with presence. Before you even speak, people are already judging you. They're measuring you, deciding whether you're someone to respect or someone to ignore. A dark attitude is the weapon that flips that judgment in your favor. Look at the people who naturally command attention. They don't speak quickly. They don't explain themselves. They don't need anyone's permission to exist. They move like every second belongs to them. And because they believe it, others believe it too. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. In The Prince, he warned rulers never to appear weak or uncertain. Men are driven by fear or love, but fear endures. He didn't tell them to terrorize everyone, but he showed them how to radiate certainty. When people sense you cannot be pushed around, they begin to respect you even if they don't know why. The first step to building this presence is pace. Move slower, speak slower. Look at people long enough for them to feel it, but not so long that it feels like a challenge. When you answer a question, pause before speaking. A small silence makes your words heavier. People who rush to speak signal nervousness. Those who take their time exude power. Second, lower your voice. Not just the tone, but the volume. Speak as if every word matters. You'll notice that people will lean in to listen. That physical act of adjusting their position to hear you better is the first sign of power. Third, control your reactions. People will test you, consciously or unconsciously. They will try to provoke, interrupt, or make you justify yourself. Don't give them what they want. Don't show any flicker of anger or irritation. When someone tries to bait you, simply look at them and stay still. That stillness will disturb them more than yelling ever could. Weak people explain endlessly. Strong people don't. If you make a decision, stand by it without apology. If someone demands an explanation, give them one short sentence, not a long speech. The more you explain, the more doubt you reveal. A dark attitude thrives in mystery. That's the essence of presence. Be unreadable. If people can't predict how you'll react, they will tread carefully. They will choose their words wisely. They will give you space because uncertainty feels dangerous. Practice this in everyday life. Next time you walk into a room, stop talking for a moment and simply observe. See who notices you first. When someone speaks to you, delay your response by 2 seconds. When asked a personal question, answer briefly, then turn it back on them. You'll notice the dynamic shift almost immediately. Power is felt long before it's spoken. Carry yourself like someone who needs nothing and no one. Move as if you're in control of the room. Because when you act this way, people will adjust their behavior around you without even realizing it. This is the foundation of a dark attitude, quiet authority, controlled energy, and a presence that speaks louder than words. Once you master this, everything else becomes easier. Respect is earned before you even open your mouth. You've been told all your life that kindness will be returned in kind. That advice works in children's books. In the real world, kindness is rarely repaid, exploited. Machiavelli warned leaders never to depend on loyalty. Alliances are fleeting. People are friendly when they need you, and absent when they don't. If your goal is to be liked, you'll end up serving everyone but yourself. If your goal is to be respected, stop chasing approval altogether. A dark attitude is not about hostility. It's about indifference. You don't need to convince anyone to like you. You don't seek validation. You value your own power more than their smiles. The person who needs to be liked will compromise their principles. The person who commands respect will walk away without hesitation. Look closely at those who rise to the top in business, politics, and even social circles. They aren't everyone's friend. They have allies, but few friends. They speak deliberately, not eagerly. They give away little about themselves. They choose presence over popularity, and that's why people lean toward them instead of away. Start practicing strategic distance. You don't need to share every opinion, every feeling, every detail of your life. When you talk, speak with purpose. Keep your voice calm and your sentences clear. Let others wonder what you're thinking rather than spilling it all for them. Pay attention to your habits. Do you smile too often to reassure people? Do you rush to say yes to avoid disappointing someone? Do you over-explain your choices because you fear conflict? These are the habits of someone begging to be liked. Break them. When someone challenges you, don't scramble to win them over. Don't say, "Please understand." Instead, say less. Hold your ground calmly. The less you try to persuade, the more they'll start questioning themselves. This isn't about being rude. It's about training people to see you as someone whose time and attention are scarce. And what is scarce becomes valuable. When you are available to everyone, you're taken for granted. When you create distance, people respect the access they do have. Historical leaders knew this instinctively. They didn't waste energy proving they were nice. They projected strength by being selective. Their approval meant something because they didn't give it out freely. You must learn to withdraw without warning. Decline invitations without explanation. Say no without guilt. A dark attitude isn't about pushing people away. It's about making them earn their way close. When you stop being everyone's friend, you stop being everyone's servant. And something remarkable happens. People start coming to you on your terms. They choose their words more carefully. They hesitate before wasting your time. They don't know whether you'll agree, but they know you won't be pressured. That uncertainty makes them respect you. And respect, not affection, is the foundation of power. Anger is not strength. It feels powerful in the moment, but uncontrolled anger always betrays weakness. When you erupt in rage, you're broadcasting that someone else has entered your mind and pulled the strings. You've become reactive. Reactive people are easy to predict, easy to manipulate, easy to destroy. The dark attitude flips this completely. Instead of letting anger control you, you master it. You transform emotion into calculation. To the outside world, you appear unshakable, calm when everyone else is losing their composure. That calm doesn't read as kindness. It reads as danger. Think about the people who truly unsettle you. Are they the ones who scream, slam doors, and throw tantrums? Or are they the ones who remain silent, watching you, waiting while you burn yourself out? The first group is emotional. The second is lethal. You can predict the shout. You can't predict the silent one. Machiavelli praised rulers who punished without anger. He understood that when power acts coldly, without visible emotion, it feels absolute. If you can look a man in the eye and make a decision that harms him, without a raised voice, without hesitation, people believe you are capable of anything, and that belief is what keeps them in line. Start training yourself to delay your reactions. When someone insults you, resists you, or even openly attacks you, don't respond right away. Let there be a pause, 2 seconds of silence that feel like an eternity to the other person. This does 2 things. It prevents you from blurting something weak, and it makes them feel your control. When you finally do speak, do so slowly and softly, as though the outcome is already decided in your favor. Use anger as an internal alarm, not an external weapon. The moment you feel that heat rising, tell yourself, "This is my signal to go still." The more calm you appear when provoked, the more dangerous you seem. If they can't provoke you, they can't predict you. If they can't predict you, they can't control you. Silence is your deadliest tool. People are terrified of it. When you don't immediately explain, justify, or defend yourself, they start filling in the gaps with their imagination. And what they imagine is almost always worse than anything you would have said. Even a few seconds of steady eye contact, while someone is trying to get under your skin, will make them nervous because they can't tell whether you're unaffected or planning something. Here's a tactic. When you're disrespected, don't announce your anger. Don't raise your voice or threaten anyone. Just stop. Look at them once, then carry on as if they're beneath notice. This response burns far deeper than any shouted words. Why? Because it suggests you're not emotional. You're calculating, and calculated people are dangerous. Controlled anger gives you discipline. It makes every move you eventually make appear deliberate rather than impulsive. When you decide to confront someone, it will feel to everyone around you like justice, not revenge. This aura makes people think twice before crossing you because they realize you're not the type to lash out randomly. You're the type to strike only when it matters. History rewards this mindset. Roman generals were feared not because they shouted in battle, but because they rode calmly through chaos, unshaken. CEOs and world leaders who climb highest are rarely the ones who show emotion in every meeting. They are the ones who keep their faces unreadable, who never give away what they're really thinking. Their silence makes people tread carefully because no one knows where the line is or what happens if it's crossed. And that's the secret. The less you show, the more others imagine. And what they imagine is always worse than the truth. That fear, not loud threats, not flaring tempers, is what keeps you in control. Most people crave admiration. They want applause, recognition, the spotlight. They think being praised makes them powerful. In reality, admiration paints a target on your back. The moment people see you as impressive, they start watching you. They measure your strengths, compare them to their own, and begin plotting how to contain you. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He warned that open power provokes fear, and fear leads to alliances against you. When people know you're strong, they prepare for you. But when they believe you're harmless, they relax. Their guard drops. Their pride makes them sloppy. And that is when you win. A dark attitude sees being underestimated not as an insult, but as camouflage. If people dismiss you, you don't correct them. You let them. Their misjudgment is a weapon in your hands. They show you who they are. They reveal their intentions. And they do it openly because they think you're too weak or too foolish to notice. This doesn't mean pretending to be useless or pathetic. It means never showing your full power. If you're brilliant, hide it until the moment it serves you. If you're capable, let others think your abilities are modest. Speak simply. Make small moves. Win without celebration. When people think you're less than you are, they stop treating you as a rival and start treating you as a bystander. The great players of power in history rarely announced themselves. They listened more than they spoke. They allowed louder, prouder men to underestimate them. And then, when the timing was perfect, they revealed just enough strength to crush the opposition in one move. The quiet man in the corner of the room is rarely seen as a threat until the day he decides to act. In your own life, this principle works everywhere. In business, don't reveal every skill you have on your first day. Let others think you're still learning while you study them. In conflict, don't fight every accusation. Nod, agree where it costs you nothing, and watch as your opponent grows overconfident. In negotiation, act as though you're getting the worst end of the deal while quietly positioning yourself to gain far more later. The secret is control. You're not weak. You simply don't need to prove your strength to anyone. People who constantly announce how smart, tough, or dangerous they are reveal one thing: insecurity. Those who actually have power don't need to display it. They choose when to show it. Being underestimated also shields you from envy. When you're visibly brilliant, people want to tear you down. When you look ordinary, they ignore you. And that's exactly what you want while you're building your position. Envy is dangerous because it unites people against you. Indifference is useful because it lets you move in peace. When you hide your true ability, you're free to maneuver without resistance. No one tries to block what they can't see. And when the moment comes to reveal what you're really capable of, it's already too late for anyone to stop you. That's the true power of being underestimated. You win before your enemies realize there was even a contest. Play the long game. Don't seek immediate recognition. Seek leverage. Don't demand validation. Demand results. Let people laugh at you. Let them think they're superior. Every time they underestimate you, they hand you information, advantage, and time. Then when you act, do it without warning and without emotion. No speeches, no victory lap, no I told you so, just results. The shock will paralyze them. They won't have time to fight you because they never expected you to be dangerous in the first place. Remember this. Open strength invites attack. Hidden strength invites opportunity. The dark attitude doesn't need to shine. It needs to strike. And no one strikes harder than the person no one saw coming. Most people waste their energy trying to destroy their enemies. They think victory means crushing opposition completely, grinding every rival into dust. But the dark attitude sees something more useful. An enemy is not just a threat. An enemy is a resource. Machiavelli observed that clever rulers often gain more from opponents than from friends. Why? Because enemies are predictable. Friends flatter you, tell you what you want to hear, and expect favors in return. Enemies show you their true nature. Their hatred is honest, and honest hatred can be guided, redirected, even weaponized. The first step is to stop taking hostility personally. If someone opposes you, don't react with rage. React with curiosity. Ask yourself, why do they hate me? What do they want? What do they fear? Their motives reveal their weaknesses, and their weaknesses reveal how they can be used. Here's the paradox. A loyal ally may betray you out of ambition, but an open enemy rarely hides their intentions. They're already against you. No surprises there. And because they're driven by pride or anger, they often walk straight into traps of their own making. The dark attitude doesn't rush to eliminate such people. It lets them live, maneuver, and show their hand. There are several ways to turn enemies into tools. 1. Use them as examples. When someone attacks you and fails, don't just win publicly. Let their defeats serve as a warning to others. A crushed rival is a louder teacher than 100 speeches. 2. Use them as cover. Sometimes an enemy can take the blame for actions you needed to happen but couldn't be caught doing. If you know what they're planning, you can let them act while you step back and watch them absorb the fallout. 3. Use them as bait. Rivals attract rivals of their own. By letting one enemy rise, you lure others into the open. They tear each other apart, leaving you stronger without lifting a finger. 4. Use them as leverage. An enemy's opposition can make you appear decisive, even noble. People respect a person who stands firm under attack. Every insult hurled at you can become proof of your strength if you don't flinch. The trick is control. You never let your enemy know they're being useful. Treat them as a danger, not a pet. Always be prepared to strike if they grow too strong. But until that moment, resist the temptation to wipe them out prematurely. A dead enemy is silent. A living enemy talks, schemes, and exposes themselves. And that information is priceless. History is full of rulers who mastered this. Instead of destroying rivals outright, they pitted them against each other, keeping them busy while consolidating power. Machiavelli admired leaders who didn't fear hatred but directed it. If two enemies hate each other more than they hate you, they're no longer a threat. They're a shield. In everyday life, this principle still applies. In the workplace, a critic who always doubts you can make your victories look even bigger when you succeed. In business, a competitor's aggression can scare away other competitors, giving you more room to grow. Even socially, someone trying to damage your reputation can unwittingly highlight your independence. People notice who stands alone without fear. The dark attitude is patient. It doesn't seek quick revenge or emotional victories. It lets enemies serve a purpose. And when their usefulness is exhausted, it finishes them cleanly and without warning. No theatrics, no grudges, just efficiency. Remember this: friends can turn soft and unreliable. Enemies stay sharp. They test you, strengthen you, and reveal things allies never would. Don't waste that gift by destroying them too soon. Let them work for you, whether they know it or not. The greatest power isn't eliminating opposition, it's owning it.